remember we talked about four. There's this idea of four corners of the earth. Now we all know the earth is a globe, and there's not technically four corners on a globe. But if you take, a crosswise of XY axis, you basically can go north, south, east, and west. And the horses, in some ways, are also symbolized as they go throughout the whole world.
Exactly. So this first horse that we're introduced to, or horseman, he's riding on a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. So that first 1,000-year period seems to be focused on a whole bunch of conquering, which then leads you to the second horse, which is red. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and they that should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. So we get peace removed during that second 1,000-year period. And then the third, in verse 5, is riding on a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Seems to be a period of intense famine. Now, you will notice that there are a lot of examples that you could go through in the Old Testament in that first 1,000-year period with Adam, with Seth, with Abel, in that first 1,000-year period. In the second 1,000-year period, you've got Enoch. You would have the events with Noah and the Tower of Babel in the second 1,000-year period. In the third, with this black horse and periods of famine, think about how many famines there were in the Old Testament stories, beginning with Abraham, with Moses,
Joseph in Egypt.
All of that famine, all of that, a need for a measuring device, and things are very expensive to buy because there's famine in the land. You don't have to wonder about these because there's a pretty clear description of where they fit, and we're studying history right now. Hence, panoptic, a view of everything. So right now, we happen to be looking into the past, not to just satisfy curiosity, but to learn from the past, to recognize the stories and where they may be messed up and where they did the right thing, and learn from that so that we don't repeat the same struggles, and we can actually repeat the same covenantal blessings that they received because of their faithfulness. Which now brings us to the fifth seal being broken open in verse 9.
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?